Hi guys, Lacey here. So I am creating a all-natural hand-dyed yarn project. I don't know what it's going to be, but I just wanted to hand dye some yarn. I've got some time right now, and I have the whole day off tomorrow. Yay! So I'm making this video on Sunday, and just wanting to show you what yarn I'll be using. As well, I'm going to show you a little bit of the process of how I'm going to be hand dyeing the yarn. I am going to be using a crock pot for this, but the two yarns I'm going to be using is the Bernat Handicrafter 100% cotton yarn. This is an off-white. You would have seen this in a video that I previously had done for my yarn haul. I will add that down in the description box below. And I'm not 100% about this wool. It is 100% wool. It's 50 grams. I have about 8 of them. Again, I purchased these at a thrift shop, so I'm not sure how old they are. So I'm not going to do these in the crock pot, but I'm going to do them in basically the leftovers and see how it goes, because I have a feeling that it might fall apart. So stay tuned till the end, and I guess it'll be a surprise for both of us. So wish me luck. Hopefully this works. All right, everybody. I have loosely hanked my yarn. I know it's not technically a hank. I don't know what this is called. I'll send in, or I'll put in pictures afterwards when I'm done talking about this part. But I wanted to just show you that I have wound them all up, and then I did that figure 8 pattern to make sure that they all loosely stay together. I guess you do this so then that way it's not so much of a pain in the butt when you are, unraveling it in the end. So you could just see like they're loose, you can pull them up and down, but they're just not going to come apart. So this is the 100% Bernat Handicrafter cotton on the right, and then on the left we have Emus Iran genuine Benini 100% wool. So this one is going to just sit in the dye overnight, and this one, the cotton, is going to go in the crock pot. So let's get those in there. Or sorry, first I have to soak them just for like 10 minutes or so in some lukewarm water, and then we will rinse them out, or sorry, we will wring them out of the water, and then we will place them in our dye. So let's, I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to show you like a few quick pictures, and then I'm going to show you all my dyes. All right, guys, so I am in the kitchen. It is 9:32 p.m. on Sunday night. I have my yarn soaking. I have my dyes, which is red wine. I want to say it's cayenne pepper. It's not cayenne pepper. It's not turmeric. It's not Cajun. It's a spice. Anyways, and then coffee. And then there's my crock pot. I'm going to put the cotton in the crock pot, and then I'm going to pour my dyes over top in the crock pot. They are going to cook overnight. And then what I have, this the stuff that or the leftover dye that I'll have, I'm going to put inside of each, and they're going to go really close together. So then that way it'll soak up. So there will be some white spots, I'm hoping, I'm guessing. Again, it's a learning process, so we'll see how it goes. But right now it's soaking. It's going to be in there until 9:40, and then I'm going to put it all in the crock pot and in the cups. And hopefully I can give you a little bit of a video, or at least a snapshot of that. And then we'll go from there. And then tomorrow we'll both get to see how it works out. And tomorrow I will take it out. I'll rinse it. and then I'll give it a little bit of a wash, and then we'll see how the colors turned out. I'm so excited to have you guys uh, be with me when I do this process. So this is the color of the spice. It's going to be like a yellow. I'm sorry for all the yelling in the background. My husband's watching TV right now. So if you hear some bad words, I am truly, truly sorry about that. This is coffee. And then here is my wine. So it's a red wine. It's really dark red. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get a really nice contrast. I'm going to have the red on one side, the yellow in the middle, and then the brown coffee on the other end. And hopefully it'll give us a nice gradient colors. And again, I'm going to do that with, sorry about that. I clicked a button and I don't know what happened. So again, with the with the wool, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to have the wine, then the spice, and then the coffee. So let's see how that turns out later on. Okay guys, so here is the wool. We've got the red wine, the spice, which I still can't remember what it's called. It's an Indian like curry, I believe is what it is. And then coffee. So the coffee is actually already starting to mix in with the curry, and the red is starting to go up a little bit. It's literally only been in there like 20 seconds. So, and then in the crock pot, we have our cotton. Now I've got it on medium or low, sorry. So I'm going to wake up early in the morning and take it out. But as you can see, the colors are all blending. I've got the red wine, which is off to the left, but it's literally like taking up like 90% of the crock pot. So we'll see how it turns out, guys. And then I've got the brown right there off to the right-hand side, and that is the coffee. Now I did put the Indian curry in the middle, although you can't tell whatsoever. So let's see how this project's going to turn out. I have a feeling that the dipping is going to be a better process. So we'll go from there and see how it turns out in the morning. Bye for now. Hey everybody, so it is about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon here on Monday, April 13th. I have taken my dye out, or sorry, I've taken my yarn out of the dye. And I showed you a picture previously to this little conversation of this video that, so when I had placed the wool into the crock pot with the cotton, this one did not get as dyed. So I figured I'd throw it in with the cotton and we'd see how it would turn out. So needless to say, I'm actually kind of liking the fact that this one is the color that it is. It's lighter in some areas. It's very yellow in some areas. And then it's brown in some areas. It didn't really go as red as I thought it was going to, although it is still wet. I just re-rinsed it and re-washed it. Oh, pardon me. There's a tickle. So I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm doing this in front of my little seedling grow greenhouse and the kitchen that we have here. It's the best lighting that I have so far. But as you can see, the cotton didn't really, it dyed, but it didn't, like, there's like a way different color difference. The wool really took to the dye well, and I thought it was going to be the complete opposite. So I thought that the cotton was going to be very colorful versus the wool. I actually thought the wool was going to fall apart because I figured that wool was quite old, but it's fine. Like it's not tearing apart, it's not falling apart, nothing. The cotton isn't either. It didn't get dyed as well, and they were both in
the dye for more than 12 hours. So I'm just, maybe I didn't put it in long enough. Maybe the water was too dilated for the cotton versus the wool. Maybe there's two different degrees. So I guess that's a learning curve for me. If anybody has any suggestions about dyeing anything, if you've dyed yarn before, feel free to comment down below or even email me. And I'd love to take another jump at this little journey that I have going on with dyeing. I've got a few more skeins of cotton and I've got a few more skeins of this particular wool. I will be showing you another clip of the wool when it, or like the yarn when it is dried. So I'm gonna go hang it up in my back room right now. Everyone says they're putting it in their bathrooms. Although my back room is very warm, so I'm thinking it'll dry a lot quicker then. And I will update you further in the video. So today is day 2 of dyeing, and I would look forward to showing you guys how it turns out when it is completely 100% dry. Stay tuned.
Hi everybody, Lacey here, the Creative Mommy. This is the last video in this video, or shot, or screen, whatever. And this is the final end product of my second time dyeing yarn ever. Needless to say, I was wrong. So remember how I was saying in one of my first sections here in this little short clip or video, I had said that I felt that the cotton yarn was going to be much easier to dye than the wool. I thought the wool was going to fray and fall apart, and it was the complete opposite. It was the wool that took to the dye very well. You can see in the picture before here that the wool did take to the dipping, because I put it in the excess dipping bowls. So the cotton was in the crock pot and the wool was in the dipping bowls. It did take, it was very light, so I didn't really like it, and I wanted it to be a much darker color, and needless to say, it got darker. It did much better than the cotton yarn. So I'm going to show you my all natural dyed yarns. This is the cotton and this is the wool. So you can see the difference. So top to bottom, the wool did not take, or sorry, the wool did take and the cotton did not take very well. I was very surprised. So the lighting's not terribly bad in here, but it's not terribly great. It just kind of looks beige. It just looks beige. So you can see like some areas are a little bit darker and lighter and kind of medium. It was supposed to be red, mustard yellowy, and brown. This is beige. But the wool went the mustardy brown color. Now, some areas are a little bit more yellow. You can't really tell in the video, but I actually like this color. It's really nice. And I'll show you at the end of this final clip. I swear it'll be the last little video I add to this. Actually, it's not even going to be a video. It's just going to be it's going to show you a little comparison of the regular not dyed yarn and then the finished product. So thank you all for watching. If you have any tips for natural dye, let me know. Not that I wouldn't use any artificial or chemical based, but I just don't want to compromise the wool, and I'm new at it and I just wanted to try it, and it was something fun to do. So I've got other projects in mind that I'm going to test out. But if you have any comments on how to dye yarn better, feel free to comment down below or email me some websites and tips and tricks. And then I'll try those ones and make videos on those. If you want to see them, let me know. Like the video if you want to see more dyeing by me. Okay, and yarn dyeing.